Okay, family, here we go. Tonight, we're going to have a breath master, a Qigong practitioner who restores, revitalizes, and strengthens his physicality by deep breathing with intention. So let's get this program started.
Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Welcome home, family, and join us for the fun. Colorful guest people everywhere under the sun. Interesting conversations. Prayers first has begun. Invocation, manifestation, conversation then will come. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Let's start drinking some water, juice or tea. King Killer's recommended for you and me. Guayusa mixed together, maple syrup or honey. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Learn from the healers, crystals, pyramids. Learn from the healers, the artists, the seers, authors and teachers, dissolving your fears. Workshops of wisdom, the circle is wide. Plant medicine whispers, the planets align. All magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Crystals and pyramids, magnets that spin. Organ awakening the power within. Tantra and herbs, the gateways ignite. Shamanic drums calling truth into light. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Psychedelics painting vision so bright. Planetary activists guarding the night. Awareness expanding the cosmos in view. Higher vibrations are flowing through you. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Hey. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Xenon and herbs, you'll feel much better. Drink your tea now instead of later. Stay ahead of your health. Health is always your greatest wealth. Oh, no, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Hey. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Mad science fun, tear the blast. Experiments under the sun. Sacred fire, prayers begun. Success and happiness, your destiny has come. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Yeah, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Learn from the healers, the artists, the seers, authors and teachers, dissolving your fears. Workshops of wisdom, the circle is wide. Plant medicine whispers, the planets align. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Yeah, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, crystals and pyramids, magnets that spin. Organ awakening the power within. Tantra and herbs, the gateways ignite. Shamanic drums calling truth into light. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals. crystals, pyramids. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Magnets, crystals, pyramids.
That was fun. Okay, family, listen, I just got a call from Dr. Love. His internet decided to have a hiccup. So I said to Dr. Love, call back. I'll call you, or you call me back in about 10 minutes. We're going to do the invocation. Listen, we're in the midst of the Stargate of winter solstice. So we can take this time, take hold of your crystal, take hold of your cup of water, your prayer stick. I just lit some incense, some Nang Champa incense in here. Uh oh, King Simon, give a special shout out to King Simon. King Simon was up here doing a program at Nicholas Bookstore, and he had on this arrowhead pendant. And when I looked at it, I was like, "What you got there, bro?" He said, "Oh yeah, this is an arrowhead, but it was a gift that glows in the dark." And I looked at it and I was like, that is Yi Ming Zhu. So I took that as a sign for me to activate mine. So before we get into the invocation, I want you to see the illumination. And I didn't know that was going to rhyme, but here we go. This is a UV light, okay? And this is a Yi Ming Zhu that's absorbing the UV light, and it transfers the energy slowly out over the rest of the night. So if you get a chance to get some Yi Ming Zhu, and then what I did, I put a coil in the middle of epoxy orgone that's really potent. And can y'all feel that energy? Can y'all feel that? Thank you, thank you. So while we're waiting for Dr. Love to reboot his South Florida internet connection, I want to say to everyone, thank you for being born. Thank you for being alive. We've been fortunate to have amazing shows this week. We had the griot, young elder that can talk from sundown to sun up and not repeat himself twice. We had on this past week multiple guests. So I say to you, thank you for being born. Thank you for being alive. Thank you for surviving, being conception and incarnation and birth, because sometimes you can be conceived, but you don't necessarily have to be born with the technology they got out here. With that being said, we are energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed. It can only be elevated or denigrated. And we have an epidemic of people being so stressed, mental illness from multiple reasons and sources. But high frequency has dominion over high frequency has dominion over low frequency. So what we're doing here with magnets, crystals, and pyramids is lighting or amplifying our spirit flame, amplifying our torches to be frequency, hope signals in our communities, our cities, our states, and letting our frequency resonate around the entire planet and beyond. So if you're born now, if you're incarnated now in this time that we're living in, you're a special type of Jedi in the early waves of masters coming back to the planet. You're not a random incarnation. Nobody rolled dice in the middle of the night having each other's delight. No, you came through at a specific time, space, portal wormhole, Stargate to carry out your mission if you accept. And if you're on the channel, that means you accepted your divine purpose. So, as I said, thank you for being born. We are beings of energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. So, yes, you have, according to teachings of Yahshua, you have hundreds, maybe thousands of previous incarnations. So we say, in that spirit of quantum awareness, we say, yes, I am forgiving everybody from my past lives. And I ask everybody forgive me. And most of all, I forgive myself, because you, me, we are greater than our memories, because we are energy, eternal energy. You can't stomp us out. You can't snuff us out. We'll be back with a vengeance of love supreme. All right? We'll be back with a love supreme vengeance. You can't stomp us. You can delay us. You might delay us. But those so-called enemies they think they are to you, you are greater by holding your frequency. We had a llama. I asked him a question. What about, hating? I really wanted to say, like hating folks in the hood. But he was like holding his compassion and say, take compliments and condemnation with the same attitude, like, and I'm paraphrasing, like raindrops on the windshield of your chakras. Don't be phased either way. So I like that. I like that. Let me light up the illuminate the crystal some more. Illuminate the crystal some more. There we go. Oh yeah, let me get everybody. Let me get this one too. Woohoo! There we go. Yeah. So we stay lit even when people want us to quit. Okay. Push blue blink. Dr. Love has restarted. Press blue link, brother. Okay. So as we bring our awareness into the here and now and infinite future possibilities of timelines, we say we're forgiving everybody. And we ask everybody forgive us. And most of all, we forgive ourselves, because we are worthy. And we say thank you and invite Yahshua. Here we go. Let's see. Let's pull them up. That's our ascended master brothers and sisters. Yahshua, Mary Magdalene, Black Madonna. Now that was the crystallized love of 2,000 years ago. The latest crystallized love is Simeon Toko, the brother on the left that looks like an Olmec. He's the latest Christ born in the Congo, called up an army of muscle-bound, bulletproof angels with dreadlocks and afros that turned over the Belgium tanks and heavy artillery and chased the Belgians out of the Congo. We thank and invite Simeon Toko. We thank and invite Ascended Master from Senegal, Sheikh Amadou Bamba, walked on water, fireproof, bonfire-proof, bulletproof, photography. They couldn't even take a picture of him. So they had to ask him, can we please take a picture so we know that you existed? So he slowed his frequency down. He was hungry lion proof, flew through the air. All right. These are the brothers that was in Africa within the last few decades. All right. We thank and invite you, Sheikh Amadou Bamba, Sheikh Ibrahim. He wrote 7 tons of prayers. Some of them were so powerful that people just buried them in the ocean. Saint Germain, in his skin for Europeans to be elevated, activated, transmutated, but in ancient Atlantis and ancient Kemet, he was known as Tahuti. Yep. Along with Nikolai Tesla. When I did the ayahuasca, I said, who are you really? Nikolai Tesla. And he peeled out of his skin and said, I'm a Menhotep. So this reminds me, and we thank and invite Octavia Butler, because she wrote sci-fi books of how evolved spirits would sometimes hijack, soul jack humans and ride in their young bodies. And when they were done with them, they moved on to another body. So in our sometimes we might have a little bit of tunnel vision to the vast, unlimited possibilities of our inner magic. Yes, I said the word MAGIC. We are in the age of magic, where science and magic are one and the same. All right. If we was in a different time and space, say a few hundred years ago, pulling out a cell phone, pulling out a laser, somebody would say, oh, that's magic. Oh, that's magic. Yeah, we're in this time of magic and science. So we want to thank Black Madonna, Mother Mary. We want to thank and invite Enoch the Ethiopian, who ascended into the heavens and became Metatron. We want to thank and invite Archangel Michael to please protect our brothers and sisters out here in the streets, in the urban and the suburban and the rural areas, because you need protection, my brothers and sisters. They're hijacking strong, independent Black women here in Brooklyn with chemicals, spraying it in their face, and they have no recollection for the next 24 hours, and totally obedient to people that they don't even know. All right? You need Archangel Michael before you walk out the door, my brothers and my sisters, because they're doing not only hijackings of strong, independent women, but they're also doing hijacking of brothers, children. Okay? We thank and invite Sanat Kumara. We thank and invite Archangel of Healing, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Angel of Strength, Archangel Uriel, Angel of Enlightenment, and Kundalini. We thank and invite Lady Buddha, Lady Krishna, Krishna. We thank and invite Harriet Tubman, Mary McLeod Bethune, White Buffalo Calf Woman. We thank and invite Quetzalcoatl. We thank and invite Chief John Brown, Chief Nat Turner, Chief Geronimo, Chief Osceola, Chief Crazy Horse, Chief Sitting Bull. We thank and invite all the shaman warriors, Frederick Douglass, Dr. George Washington Carver, who was a shroom master. We thank and invite Dr. Sabi, who was also a shroom Jedi. We thank and invite Dr. Kalindi Aye, who was also a shroom Jedi. And we thank you for being born. We thank the South African Zulu shaman Credo Mutwa for all he has done, all he has shared. That we are on prison planet, chicken farm Earth. We have to figure out how to get off with a rope of hope from our ascended masters, so we can jailbreak our consciousness and elevate our mind and be free from this prison planet reality in this life with total recollection. Because if you know somebody's about to pass away, if you feel like you might transition one day, what you don't want to do is walk into the light, because you have to remember, you, according to Psalms 82:6, ye are God's children of the one most high. You don't have to walk in the light. I am the light, because those are memory washing technology by the planetary guards that don't want your soul to be free. So you ask the ascended masters that we just invoked help you get off this planet. Because how many of us have dreams of flying through space into different galaxies and nebulas and black holes into other dimensions? Only one brother been on my show who said he could do that. Special acknowledgement to that brother out of Texas, and that's Brother Yosef. He talks about flying into the sun, flying into the hollow of the moon, seeing the spherical shape of the earth. Brother Yosef, okay, talks about how he leaves the planet atmosphere and flies to other galaxies. How many of us have dreams like that? And if not, why not? So without further ado, we're going to bring on our esteemed guest tonight, Dr. Love. Welcome, Hotep. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. You got sound?
It's such a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, man. Good to see you, bro. You're looking good. I gotta highlight you, man. You're looking good there, brother. Oh, you know what? I want to acknowledge our brother, Matu. Matu's in Brooklyn. What you doing, Doc? Don't blow up my computer. Listen, I've had special souls come through here and mess up my computer. Don't you be doing that, Qigong, and messing up my computer. We heard about you.
So I was at the memorial for Heru Ankara Samaj, better known as Baba Heru to a lot of people. And he was my teacher for 40 years. And at some point, he said to me, I've taught you all that I can. You have to continue to do research on your own. And that's when I connected with Dr. Wolde Kite from Guyana, who was living in South Central. So I flew out to South Central to study Imhotep, which is the Egyptian god of medicine. And he taught me how the meridians worked from the ancient Egyptian perspective and how that became the Chinese meridians, which we know as Chinese medicine.
I got his book. Kukau gifted me his book. Walter Kite's book.
Then what we have to do is photocopy that book because nobody's got it.
Yo, special acknowledgement to Kukau. Book is this thick, man. I got that book. And he transitioned over there in Asia during that toxic stuff that happened. I think it was India.
It was in India, right? He got some weird kidney infection, and I had to pay for his airfare to get him home because nobody wanted to bring him home.
What?
Yes, he couldn't get anybody, not even his ex-wife, to pay for his airfare to get home from India. So I had to send him the money to get him home. And he ordained me shortly there, about 6 months after I got him home. He ordained me as a priest of Imhotep. That was in 1995. I got ordained. And then he died in 1999. So he did not take care of the infection.
I met him through Lorna Barnett, chiropractor.
Absolutely. That was his significant other for a long time.
Special acknowledgement to Baba Pearson. He's on tonight with us, man.
Right, Baba Pearson, right. And Lorna Barnett and Sasheni. Yeah, it's a whole crew.
Oh, man, there's a crew of them. It's a crew, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Special acknowledgement to everybody in the audience. Yes.
Yes.
Yo, I heard you performed. You told me they gave you a standing ovation. Would you do a cartwheel and a flying kick or something like that?
No, what I did was I did an Ankh activation, which is what I wanted to talk about tonight. So about 2 years ago, I called Baba Heru and I told him I had done this research about the Ankh. Now, a lot of people were saying that the loop of the Ankh represented the uterus and the stem of the Ankh represented the phallus. Well, yep. I had a translation of the Kahun papyrus, which is the female gynecology papyrus. And I read it from cover to cover because it's actually a scroll. And nowhere in there do they describe how the uterus actually works.
Wow.
They know the baby came out of the uterus, but that's all they knew. They had no details, no biological details of how the uterus worked. Now,
most folks don't know how it works, man.
That's true, but this was a papyrus. This was a medical papyrus, and I have a list of all the papyrus. I actually have a copy of all 6 of the medical papyruses that Wolde Kite, we shared information. I studied under him, and now I'm the only one around that has access to that information. And when I say I'm the only one, I just mean in our particular circle, because there's a lot of people who do have access. So the issue is there is a image of the Ankh coming out of the 4 pillars of Osiris, and there's arms coming out of the stem of the Ankh holding the son of Ra. And that image by itself tells you that that could not possibly be a uterus. Plus, all the gods and goddesses held the Ankh by the loop. So that means if that was actually a uterus, why would you have your fingers inside of the uterus?
You bringing up something heavy, man. This is heavy. Doc, this is heavy. Because there was another YouTube product developer or researcher that showed that Ankh was actually like a Tesla type of electrical device. But go ahead, please continue.
Okay, so the loop of the Ankh is the halo around your head. Now, inside your brain, there's an artery called the Circle of Willis, and that looks exactly like an Ankh. So when we make toning sounds, and the word Ankh is not Ankh, it's not a hard KH, it's a AUNGH, it's an ong, ong, just like a gong, ong. Now, when you make the GH sound, the back of your tongue slides back, ong, ong. So your tongue slides back and your tongue curves and the tip of your tongue touches the roof of your mouth. So your tongue looks like this. Now, the roof of your mouth is also a curve. So your tongue curves, and when you go ong, ong, you're actually making a sound vibration in your mouth. Now, when you make ong, 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 you're activating the Circle of Willis, and you can look that up. You're actually expanding the electromagnetic energy inside your brain, which could be connected to a Tesla coil. I mean, you could stretch it, but the stem of the Ankh goes from the base of the spine to the top of the collarbone. And we do ah, o, oo. So oo is the 2 kidneys, ah is the thymus gland, and o is the pancreas. Ah, o, oo, m, n. And that is the base of the skull, and n is the M is the pituitary, is the pineal, and N is the pituitary. Now, the Ankh is 3-dimensional. It's not 2-dimensional. So it's not a flat Ankh. It's a sideways Ankh. So imagine your Ankh is 3-dimensional. So part of your Ankh goes this way, and the other part of your Ankh goes that way. So if you had it that way, it would look like this, and it could stand by itself. So, So we make the sound ah, o, oo, m, n, Kepra. Now, who's Kepra? Kepra is the scarab beetle that brings the sun out every morning. What is the purpose of the scarab beetle? Transformation. So when the sun goes down, Atunre brings the sun in and the sun disappears. And then Kepra nourishes and nurtures the sun. And who is running the show after the sun goes down is Asar. So Asar is who you talk to when you go to sleep. Where do you go when you go to sleep? You go to Asar. And then your spine regenerates. So the base of the spine regenerates while you're sleeping. So if you're sleeping relaxed, then the muscles relax and the spine elongates. In the daytime, the spine compresses. So there's a gravity compression of your spine. So if you sit at work 5 hours a day and you sit at home 5 hours a day, you've got a gravity compression of the spine. So we sit too much. We don't walk, we don't run, we don't jump, we don't climb, we don't dance, we don't ski, we don't skate. Wow. 150 years ago, we worked from sunup to sundown. We were the labor force of our lifestyle. Whether we owned the business or we worked for the owner of the business, we were super active sunup to sundown. And that is why at sunset, we connected with Atunre, who is the God within. And so Atunre is the one, or Atum is the one who created air, wind, and moisture. And that is when you take your evening meditation. That's when you drink your sorrel tea or hibiscus tea. That's when you relax. That's when you light the candles. That's when you light the incense. Now, how can we apply that knowledge to today? Go to your electric box in your house or your apartment and shut off the electricity. Just shut it down. Put candles in every room. Yes, your refrigerator will not, your food won't spoil in 1 hour. So shut everything down for 1 hour. And then that's how you connect to Atum. And then we do our sitting meditation. And then after our meditation, then you can turn the electricity back on. Then you can cook your food, do whatever your lifestyle is. And then at bedtime, we do strengthening exercises for Asar. We rebuild the 4 pillars. Now, I'm not going to go into that right now, but if you want a copy of the Ankh activation, this is a pre-publication of the Ankh activation. It's 50 pages and it's free, but if you want it, you have to DM me and I will send you a pre-publication copy. This is not a hard copy. This is going to be an ebook. And in the ebook, I will explain how to activate the backbone of Asar. And I will also teach you how to activate Kepra, which is the scarab. And then I will teach you the Ankh activation. So in the morning, you must be up 15 minutes before the sun rises. And hopefully you live somewhere where you can actually see the sunrise.
Oh, you mean like Florida or Hawaii, somewhere like where you in the neighborhood of?
No, I got people in Seattle. I got people in Phoenix. I got people in San Francisco, and they can see the sunrise. You don't have to be in a tropical environment to sun gaze. And it would behoove everyone to find out where they can watch the sun rise and set. So I spent 3 weeks in Georgia, the first 3 weeks of September. And before I went there, I went and looked up where's the best place to watch the sunrise. I found 10 different locations. And every day I was there, I went to a different location just so I could watch the sunrise. Wow. And when I went to Washington, D.C., I also looked at where can I see the sunrise and the sunset. So wherever I travel, I'm trying to connect with Ra, either Kepra or Atun Ra. So just imagine there's no electricity, there's no electric light, there's no watches, there's no alarm clocks, there's no cell phones. How do you orient yourself on a day-to-day basis? How do you create connectivity? How do you create a playlist for your life? And that is through the sun. So you have to vibrate to the sunrise. So before the sun rises, and you have to do sun gazing the first 20 minutes. So when you sun gaze, the back of your eyes is where the pineal is. So when we get that sunrise, that sun penetrates the two eyes and then hits the pineal in the back. So the pineal regulates your sleep-wake cycle, your melatonin, serotonin. And if you don't get the morning sun, you're not gonna know when it's time to go to sleep. And so many of us stay up till midnight, 1 a.m., scrolling, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, watching stupid movies. For 5 years, all I did was watch martial art movies from 11 at night till 1 in the morning. And then finally it clicked. I'm not getting quality sleep and I'm generating anger because I love these martial art films. And I wake around and then I'd go around the next day feeling aggressive with people. So I had to reverse all of that. I had to start going to bed at 9:30. I had to stop watching martial arts films. Completely shifted my character and the way I expressed energy to people. So that's all I can tell you is that if you start doing spiritual Qigong or Kemetic Qigong, the way I'm expressing it to you, it will change your character, it'll change your communication, it'll change your emotional balance, it'll improve your relationships, it'll improve your choices of food and herbs. It'll basically change your whole life. So Kepra represents transformation. And I've got a slide presentation of all the representations of Kepra and how important it was during Kemetic civilization. And
So, Doc,
yes.
quick question. A little bit of knowledge is dangerous. Who started that whole thing where, the top of the ankh is the womb? Who started that?
It was a melanemic person. It was a melanemic person because I wanted to get to the bottom of that myself.
I ain't never heard that word before. Melanemic. Okay, it took me a minute to process. Family, could you spell melanemic? Okay. Go ahead, man. That's deep.
And then some of us tend to be copycats. And
they're all doing it. yeah. Worship the goddess. And as a matter of fact, it's right on top of the ankh. It's on top of the ankh. Man, I'll live long enough to see that, Jack. Go ahead, Doc.
So if something sounds good or looks good, we tend to repeat it. And we just kept repeating it. And that's why I waited so long, because Baba Heru was one of those people who repeated that, the loop of the
He sure did.
So I had to check in with him. I couldn't just say, hey, that's wrong. So he said, listen, do me a favor, write the book. I'll endorse the book. And then we'll come out and we say we discovered this. And I said, bet. But I procrastinated. I waited too late. And now Baba Heru's gone.
He has left the station.
But his spirit is still there. He's never really gone, because after Dr. Wolde Kite died, we did the memorial service for Dr. Kite at the Shrine of Ptah in Brooklyn. So now I'm back with Baba Heru, and I checked in with him every month. And then he encouraged me to open up the Shrine of Ptah. And if you look over my shoulder, you see Ma'at and Tahuti. And if you look over my other shoulder, you're going to see Sekhmet, Ptah, and Imhotep. And Brother Matu is the one who made the image for me for Imhotep and Jehudi. So without Matu, I wouldn't have all the representation for the Shrine of Ptah. Now, in January of this year, he asked me to look out for Mut Kajara, who is runs Sekhmet Shrine in Atlanta. So she and I started getting energetically close because of him asking me to look out for her. And my whole question is, you want me to open up the Shrine of Ptah, Sekhmet, Imhotep, who's going to be Ptah? And he said, well, I would tell you, but he's going to tell you no. And I said, who is it? He said, never mind, you'll find out. You'll figure out who's going to run the next Ptah. And then I meditated on it, and I said it could only be Matu, because Matu is the first one to take photographs and then turn them into comedic works of art. So he could take a family photograph and turn it into a king and queen scene.
Yep.
So he's been doing that for 30 years at least.
Yeah. Doc, I got to add this now, because I like staying in the lab, and I'm always giving Tesla acknowledgement, because he said he was, in my ayahuasca, he was a Menhotep. And I just pulled up where I found on the research, and anybody can look it up, electric Ankh, and it comes up as Tesla. And Tesla has an electric Ankh that's literally firing up with voltage. Did you ever see that?
I have seen it, yes.
Can I share that with the audience real quick?
Yeah, let's see it.
Okay, hold on a second. Here, family, look at this. Hold on. Let me pull this up. Hold on.
It much resembles the Egyptian Ankh. What powers does Tesla's invention hold, and what powers could the Egyptian Ankh have held? Tesla's oscillator is a reciprocating electricity generator. Steam would be forced through the oscillator, which pushed a piston up and down, vibrate at very high speed, ultimately producing electricity. The oscillator was used to create
it was deeper than they ever imagined,
that could cause earthquakes. So attach one of his vibrators to
now he's going around
it caused the structure to creak and weave. Police arrived to the scene believing there was an earthquake.
At the end of this,
attempted to match the Earth's vibrational frequency so that he could.
He showed at the end of the where it literally is an Ankh, what looks like the Tesla coil got it lit up.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but we are the Ankh. We are the key to life. But we have to claim our divinity on a daily basis. That's why I'm sharing the Ankh activation with everyone.
And you got this, and also the crystal, the fascia. That's where you got you bouncing around, is you breathing and charging up your crystal element, right?
Exactly.
Wow.
That's exactly right. So your fascia is a crystal. It's a living crystal. Your skull is called the Crystal Palace because all the structures are inside your skull. And so through sound, we charge it up. It's through sound. So this is the Ka, but then this becomes the Ankh with your thumbs on the base of the skull and your fingertips on the center line. And then you go Ong, 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 Ong. And we do that 84 times. And that charges up the crystals in your skull to make the halo. So you can look at the Buddhist saints, the Tibetan saints, the Christian saints, even the Muslim saints have halos.
And that looks like the Ankh.
Bingo.
Wow. Oh, you got somebody they dropping something heavy about you, bruh. Alexis, I've been practicing Qigong with Dr. Love on and off for years, and I can truly say it's an important part of my life, and I'm only learning more and really feeling it more every day. Want to thank you, Alexis. You got a lot of folks dropping accolades in here for you. Panama's in the house. You got Hotep Brothers, always a good day to talk. Ankh activation. Netaran, Ankh. You got Dr. Love, light language activate, Black Phoenix, light language activates your Ankh. Dr. Love does light language activate your Ankh. I don't even know what he's asking. What's he asking?
Okay, so light language is it's like speaking in tongues. So we don't speak in tongues. We actually use the sounds that activate the chakras, which are the energy centers or the power centers of the body. So we have to understand Kemet was the origin of everything in India, everything in China, everything in Persia, everything in Tibet. It all originated in Kemet. So and I have 74 slide presentation that I started in 2014. I started lecturing, and Brother Ankaku was one of the first people, 2015, to bring me to Atlanta to teach how the knowledge of ancient Kemet spread from Persia to India, from Greece to China, from Rome to Turkey, from Turkey to Afghanistan, Afghanistan to Tibet.
Wow.
So I've checked in with all the African scholars. I went to Charles Finch, Emory University. I went to Dr. Patricia Newton, who was she ran the first melanin conferences in DC in 1985. So I've been at this a really long time, because if they say Imhotep is the architect of the first pyramid, and Imhotep is the first recorded multi-genius, and Imhotep wrote a medical textbook that 1,500 years later, when doctors transition, they copy the medical textbook and put it in their sarcophagus.
I think it's missing a few zeros, Doc, just to match and placate the European Western intelligence that came out of the non-plumbing of Europe before the Moors. I think they're missing some zeros, because they just doing those satellite readings, and even that Arab Hawass is having a fit, because they're finding that the pyramids have Tesla coils that go down almost a mile underneath the sands of Cairo. You know, I really think that Imhotep was probably around maybe add some zeros. I think we're being bamboozled. What you think about that?
Okay, so let me break this down. They just discovered that there was a hydraulic system at least half a mile down from the base of the first pyramid that we call the step pyramid at Saqqara. Now, I have known for 20 plus years it was hydraulics that they used to lift the stones. So I don't want to make it a complicated story, but it is complicated. So the hydraulic system that they just discovered is underneath all of the pyramids.
Yep, that's what they're saying.
Discovered it under the first one. So they went down 100 feet and stopped. But when you go down 700 feet, you start to find things. When you go down 1,000 feet, you start to find things. Now, Zawi Hawass has deliberately blocked the sharing of knowledge about the first 5 dynasties. And there's a reason for that. If it becomes known that the progenitors of the first 5 dynasties were from Kush, Nubia, which is Ethiopia, then they lose tourism dollars. So they need to create the mystery of how the pyramids were built. They know how the pyramids were built, but they can't tell you because then you're like, I don't need to go. I know how they did it. Okay, that's point number 1. Point number 2, and I was at Howard University. This is, again, 25 years ago. Howard University, I meet an Ethiopian professor. And he said that when he was in high school, he was taught that the technology for the hydraulics for pushing up the big stones was taught in high school. So everybody he went to high school with was taught that the Ethiopians took their knowledge of hydraulics to Egypt so they could learn how to bring up the stones. Okay? Now, the hydraulics are like this. It's like a spiral. Now, here's the kicker. They only worked on the pyramids 6 months a year, and they did it in 20 years. Now, you got to ask yourself, how do they only do it 6 months a year? Well, there was a flood. Every time the Nile overflowed and the water would go right up to the base of the pyramid, now they can work. Now they use giant bladders. So take a cow skin, take 4 cow skins, tie it together, blow it up, and you've got a giant balloon. And then you take 4 of those and put them on each corner of this 2,500 pound stone. And then you lift the water, and that's how you pick the stones up and put it into place, and then you drain the water. Now, again, I've known this for 25 years, but they don't want us to know it. Now, there's 2 melanemic engineers who verified what I just told you, and they wrote books about it, and they lecture whenever anybody will listen to them, but it doesn't fit the narrative that Black people could not possibly have anything to do with building the pyramids. And as long as that's their narrative, then they don't want to hear about any engineers saying it was built with hydraulics. So the information is accessible, but it flies in the face of their narrative. So it doesn't matter.
Racist, small-minded, semi-Neanderthalic, you know what I mean. Yeah. Yo, while we speaking about this, I just want to drop a brother's information real quick, Doc.
Okay.
I want to make sure this is just is a brilliant brother who made edible orgone that tastes like chocolate. So it's almost like powdered chi. So when family,
Okay.
you get a chance to tap in ypowersupplement.com, special acknowledgement to Y Power Man. We did shows about him before. I actually not only take it with room temperature water, family, but I also put it in some of my orgone. I mean, it's literally Dr. Love. It's literally edible orgone. So I just want
Okay.
to put that
Tell
in
him
there.
to send me a brick.
Send, hey,
Send me a
you
brick.
heard that, Y Power Man. Send Dr. Love a brick, and he will, because he's catered by the jet set, but he wants to make sure we are also included.
Okay.
And his testimonies, family, check out the testimonies on his site. It's incredible. I'm trying to see if I have all your information to put up here, Doc. I want to put your connect information. Hold on a second. Let me see if I have it up here, because it's been a while since we did a show. Let me see. I'm looking for it. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you got me all excited over here. Oh,
Okay.
you know what? When you get a chance, text it in the private chat so I could create a banner for you, because folks are going to try to reach out to you, because the audience is getting bigger and bigger.
Wow, I am shocked at the size of the audience.
Yeah, and this is on this side of the planet. By the end of the week, there's no telling how many folks is going to be watched, because the rotation of planetary listening. You can't. Black Phoenix. Who's Black Phoenix? She said she's a womb keeper. Or I think she said that. Oh, she's in Atlanta.
Black
This
Phoenix.
one of your students? Very impressive, Dr. Love. I am from Atlanta, but currently reside in Panama, Central America. Somebody else says, you are a national treasure, Doc Love. I am deep gratitude for your healing and Qigong training. Today's class, 12-19-25, was awesome in alignment with 3-Eye Atlas. Now, don't you tell me you got them doing Qigong with 3-Eye Atlas. What's that? 3-Eye Atlas? What's that all about, Doc? This almost sounds like Back to the Future.
Time is a loop. Past, present, and future all exist at the exact same time. That's why we can travel back and forth. That's why we have to do the Imhotep self-hypnosis ritual at bedtime, because then we can go to Asar. Now, they always say the underworld, and it's not the underworld, it's the in-between world.
Uh-huh.
It's not under, it's in between. So they're always there. They're always accessible. So when your immediate ancestors become your ancestors, you have connection. You can get guidance. And if you do something stupid, they'll make you trip and fall and drop and break something, or bite your lip, or bump your head into a cabinet.
Yo, you sound like you got the birds in the background are almost giving you like amens, ashe.
Yeah, they do that sometimes.
The timing is kind of like really wild. You got people listening in from Belize. Family, put in the comments what part of the world you are listening in from. You got folks from all sorts of places. Belize, Panama, Caribbean. Let me see where else people listening to. Oh, you got another student here. You're listening from Orlando. You got folks listening from everywhere, Doc. Impressive. Very impressive. In Palm Beach County, Florida. You got Mississippi. Look, I ain't making
You
this
got
up.
somebody from Mississippi?
Mississippi, bro. Wherever you're listening from, they say the birds know. Yeah, because you say certain things and then the bird chirps in the background like he got it. You know. Somebody said, "How Doc Love? Are we in the past, present, future, all at the same time? New York City's in the house. Nashville's in the house. Doc, they're listening from Antonio, Texas.
Wow.
All right.
Divinely
Yeah, put in the comments,
designed
family.
gods.
Yeah, they're listening. You got Jedis all over the place, bro.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed because I've been working in silence. I've been hanging out with Kepara.
You've been hanging out at the beach, bro.
That's where the sun is, man.
You got folks in Boston, Brooklyn, Free Spirits in Brooklyn, near Boston. They said near Boston. Okay. Yeah, man. You got folks listening from everywhere.
Well, I hope I can encourage people to do the medical Qigong. I have a student from Bermuda, and I explained to him that there's 18 deities that I can teach you how to embody that deity. And he's like, I can't believe it. Really? You can show me how to invoke the spirit of one of the deities in my own body so I can become the deity? I said, that's your superpower. And he was like, man, I got to sit with this for a minute because I never thought that was a possibility. And I said, why do you think they talk about Heru Akuti? Heru of the two horizons, the sun and the moon. That was the name that Baba Heru gave me. He said, that is your name. You are the Heru of both horizons. And I had to sit with that for a minute because when he did this is 1983, 84, he saw something in me that I had yet to see in myself. And it wasn't until 88 or 89 that it clicked in my head. I am Heru Akuti. I do have the vision to see both horizons. And that's what a visionary is all about. You have to be able to see 360. And what is the falcon? What is the hawk? They're the ones who can see above the atmosphere from, I'm going to just say half a mile because I don't remember the exact feet. And they can fly at 283 miles per hour and hit the target. Not attack the target, just hit it. Just hit it with your chest.
A hard baseball is only at 90 miles an hour. Remember Doc, the pitcher? I think he was 90 or 100. Imagine Doc throwing a fastball at 280 miles an hour. Yo, that would break a skull, man.
That's how they do that. That's how they attack. They don't go with the claws and the beak. That's after you're stunned.
Yo, thank you, CS Crush. Info on Doc Love Qigong classes. You can attend Qigong exercise class online via Zoom if you cannot attend classes in person in Boca Raton, Florida. Classes are Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 8:45 a.m. Was that a good message, Doc?
That's perfect.
Okay, so let me see if I can take that CS Crush, if I can copy that and then run it across as a banner. Let me see if I can do a banner with that. Let me see if I can hide it. Thanks, Crush. That's great. I'm not going. Let me see if I can.
It's lovechigong.com is the link to get into the class.
Okay, hold on. Let me start. Lovechigong.com. And I've always admired the way you can move. Lovechigong.com. QI.
QI, love, QIGONG.com.
Love QI.
GONG.com.
GONG.com.
Thank you,
Okay.
Cheryl. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, she and I go way back.
Do the way back, way back. Let me see if y'all can see that show. Yeah, lovechikong.com. And yeah, you got people wanting to join the class, man. Divinely Designed Goddess. Beautiful. Thank you for the info. I look forward to joining soon. I want to copy this information. Let me see how I can do that so that we can roll that along the bottom. Oh, you know what I could do? I could take a picture of it. You know, we got the technology now. I take a picture and copy and paste and put it on there. Hold on. 1 second, Doc. Hold your thought, Doc. I just want to make sure I get this right. Here it is right here. Okay, here it is. Okay, thanks again, CS Crush. All right, so go ahead, Doc. We're listening.
Okay, so the 18 deities, we're going to start with Jehudi and Ma'at, who are right behind me. That's Jehudi, that's Ma'at. So Ma'at is about living in harmony, living in balance. And that is the basis of Taoism. So everything that's ever written about Ma'at shows up in Taoism. How is that even possible?
Wow, that's deep.
Now, Tahuti, from the Greek perspective or the Hellene perspective, was called Thoth. As we now know, Thoth came from Sumer. So Thoth brought the knowledge of Sumer because Sumer was about to fall down. So he took that knowledge and brought it to Kemet. And he taught Imhotep, and he also taught Heka. Now, this is fascinating. Ptah is called the divine potter. Okay, this is Ptah. This is Ptah, the divine potter. Nemu, Khnemu, is also called the divine potter. And he has a ram's head with the horns that go straight out to the side. That ram is extinct. It went extinct, but it originated in Ethiopia.
Wow.
So Nemu was the one who fashioned the body of the baby when it was still in vitro. So during the 9 months, when you prayed to Nemu, he would mold your baby and give it strength and give it intelligence. Now, Ptah's consort is Sekhmet, the lion-headed goddess who represents fierceness and protection. And she will bite your head off and drink your blood and then heal you with herbs. So Sekhmet is not to be played with. Nemu's consort is Menhit, also a lion-headed goddess who is also fierce and would kill to protect the family. Their son is Imhotep, the god of medicine. Nemu and Menhit's son is Heka, the god of magic. So you have one trinity in the south, up south, and you have another trinity in the north, down north, that are identical to each other. Divine potter, lion-headed goddess, mother, and magic. And Tahuti taught both Imhotep and Heka. That just blew my mind. Now, the exercises for each of those 6 are different, and I am happy to teach it. And I am going to be teaching it in Jamaica, February 21st through the 28th. And Ankaku, if he's still on the call, he can chime in because he is an integral part of putting this program together. I could not have done it without Brother Ankaku, who is responsible for teaching, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say 5,000 Kemetic yoga teachers. I could be wrong about the number, but I know it's a huge number of people that he's trained in the last 30 years.
Awesome.
So
he's on the show too?
He was texting earlier.
Yo, brother, you should call me. You need to text me, man. Listen, if you still on the line, text me. I'm a 786. I'm gonna bring him on, man. If he wants to come on the show, you want to have him on the show, Doc?
Yeah, he can come on right now.
Yeah, Doc, if you have his number,
Oh, do I have his number?
Send him the blue link. Send him the blue link, and
okay.
Yeah, let me see if he's responding. Yeah, send him the blue link and say, come on the show. And I'll see him right in the queue. Yeah, family, we're having a good time tonight. This is a perfect time especially with the winter solstice coming in. Want to also acknowledge King Shechem and Tahuti. We had them on the show 2 weeks ago, Doc, and they're having an event this Sunday at Restoration starting at 6 p.m. A free winter solstice meditation. 2 might be there. Also, Nicholas Bookstore is having an event this Saturday, come through tomorrow, and Sunday. So this is a solstice celebration, both days.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, let me put a little soft sound in the background. Yo, your bird is cueing. He's on. He's singing right on cue, man. I mean, it's kind of incredible. You know, it's like he knows what you're saying.
He's eyeballing me right now. He wants to get out of that cage and play with me.
Yeah, you know, I remember LaShonda having her bird dancing to the beat of soul, like Motown sound, and her bird literally like, yeah, I'm feeling this. And he would walk across the floor with a beat bop. Yeah. You need they want an email from you. So when you get a chance, after you finish texting him, put it in the private chat so I can add it to the banner. Because you got a party up in here tonight, bro. You got 60 people approximately at this time.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
Yeah, you got a lot of comments up in here. Yeah, folks, put where you're listening in from. You got a lot of people interested, and for those, Doc, I got a question. For those who got forced into does Qigong help?
Absolutely. I got to tell you, I studied with my master for 10 years, my Qigong master, and I studied with Golden Kai also for 10 years. So he made me the lineage holder of his family Qigong, which goes back 300 years. Wow. And I was like, don't you have some like grandnephews or grandnieces or grandchildren or somebody? Because A, I'm not Chinese, and B, that's a heavy responsibility. I'm not sure I want to be that guy. And he said, you are going to be the lineage holder of Qinglong Qigong.
That sounds like a scene from Karate Kid, man. You know that? You just took me there.
So he was very fierce and very direct. And I felt inadequate to the task. And I was like, I don't know if I want to be that. And he said, you are going to do this. Do not let my Qigong die.
Mm.
And then I was like, wow, I don't know. I don't know what to say. And then I said, well, don't you have to be like trained for 20 years? You can't be a master after 10 years. He said, relax. He said, just close your eyes and remember my words. I've told you everything that you need. Just close your eyes, remember my words, and the answers will come to you. So for 5 years, I practiced every day. And I still didn't feel confident to say I'm the master. I didn't have that confidence. But I just kept training. Then one day he came to me in the daytime.
Wow.
And he just went, he materialized like Star Trek.
That sounds like
And I'm
Star
like,
Wars stuff, man. Jedi's.
And I'm like looking around, hoping somebody is like, did you see that? And he said, why are you not teaching my Qigong? And I was like, Master Lee. He said, you must teach my Qigong. And then he disappears again. That same day, this woman walks up to me and she said, I've been watching you every day. What is it that you're doing? So I tell her what I'm doing. And she says, I'm the coach of the Romanian women's gymnastics team, the Olympic gymnastics team. And I want to learn what you do.
Man, the bird just said yes.
And she became my first student.
Wow.
And my biggest supporter for 3 years. She totally pushed me to do the Qigong.
Amazing. That's
really,
amazing.
really amazing.
Special acknowledgement. I want to acknowledge Abu Kafra, ancestor now. And the question is, Doc, he was doing a form of Qigong called Dailung. Would I say it right? Dailung Feng. I think it's called Da Feng or Dailung Feng. You know what I'm talking about?
I know. I don't think that's the name, though.
No, I might be wrong. Family, do you know what I'm talking about? Da something. Da Feng or Da Feng Qigong. And, it caused a lot of ruckus in China.
Okay. I know what you're talking about now. That's a spiritual Qigong that came from China. And the founders are still under house arrest.
Yeah, something like that. Right.
Yeah.
Falun something.
Right. Falun Gong. That's what it's called.
Oh, okay. Is that also breath work? I mean, or is it like something else?
Falun Gong is a spiritual Qigong, and it's to connect you to divinity. But the Kemetic, like I said, these 18 deities, we can connect, and we have to claim our divinity every single day.
Special acknowledgement to master yoga teacher, Kajara, out of Atlanta. She's a beautiful Reiki. She does a Kemetic Reiki.
She does Kemetic Reiki, yes.
Man, imagine you two getting in doing a weekend extravaganza, learning how to breathe and then do Reiki.
Right now, she called me yesterday. We were
special acknowledgement to Kajara. I'm gonna send her the link to this show, Jack. Yeah. Wow. Small world. That's awesome.
So I never got to the end of the story.
Please share.
Which was after 20 years, I said, okay, I got my 20 years in. Now what? And for 3 months, I'm walking around like, I don't feel any different. Nothing has changed. This is all bogus. 3 months later, I woke up like Superman.
Wow.
And I walked out in the middle of the street and I felt like I can stop traffic. I can leap tall buildings with a single bound. I mean, I felt this incredible power. And for the next 3 months, I just walked around with this power. And then it hit me. This is the way everybody's supposed to feel all the time. We have dumbed ourselves down and we accept less. We are not living up to our full potential. So it took me 20 years of training to reach my potential. And that's why training is so very important. So I know a ton of martial artists. I mean, a literal ton of martial artists. I teach black belts how to put an arrow in their throat and break the arrow without breaking the skin.
That's what's up.
That's what I teach. I teach the internal to people who already have black belts. Master Lee said to me, it is easy to break bones. It is harder to heal bones.
Doc,
if you
everybody
get sparring, you're going to lose your life force. So I want you to stop sparring and focus on healing. Focus on emitting chi. And I liked fighting. I really enjoyed fighting.
You still do.
But
I can tell, man.
I fight spiritually like Dr. Strangelove in the comics. And I can tell you some battles I've had while I was sleeping and completely resolved potentially harmful conflicts in my sleep.
I believe you. I believe you. I believe that. I believe that. I've been having good times with the organs. I know, especially after 3 a.m., family, if you want to be telepathically optimized, Doc, tell us about what happens after 3 a.m.
Your lung energy is highest between 3 and 5 a.m.
Whoa.
So the ancient warriors would go to bed at 9 and get up at 3. And they would train in secret between 3 and 5 a.m. And they would sneak into the forest and they would play with the trees.
That bird is giving you shout outs like a chorus at church. Oh my God. That is amazing. You ever have tree spirits come to visit you? Like, hey, we like what you're doing out there. We just want to let you know we're watching you. You ever have, tell us some wild stories, man.
Okay, so I'm in North Carolina, Jekyll Island. I'm in Jekyll Island.
Whoa.
Now, everybody's read the book, The Creature from Jekyll Island, 1913, how all these industrialists got together to create the Federal Reserve Bank in secret. So I meet this girl and she's like, have you ever been to Jekyll Island? I was like, oh, no, you know people on Jekyll Island? She said, oh, yeah, I go there all the time. I'm like, let's go. So there was a place called the Tree House. And we drove, that's where we met. We met at this place. It's a youth hostel. So we drive from there to Jekyll Island. We get to Jekyll Island at sundown.
Wow.
So I do my spiritual work at sundown. And I notice all these birds are clinging to this one tree. So I
Uh-oh.
just make an assumption that that's their nesting tree or that's their bedtime tree. I don't ask because there's nobody to ask. I just make that assumption. So we make a very small fire, not even 12 inches. And we're just sitting there, we're meditating. And then all of a sudden, I see all these white things come out of nowhere. And I'm like, do you see that? And she said, yeah, I do. She said, I've been coming here since I was a kid. I've never seen that before.
Wow.
And they were about 2 to 3 inches and they were shimmering white things. So I said, let me grab my camera and take a picture. When I took a picture, the white things formed a face.
Oh,
So
shoot.
it was like 8 feet and it had eyes and eyebrows and ears. And I was like, I thought I was going to die on the spot. I couldn't believe what I was seeing with the camera.
Wow.
And I'm looking at the thing and then I take another picture and I look at the thing. So I must have took a dozen photographs. So for the next couple of weeks, I'm showing everybody all these photographs of this face, these white faces under the tree. And then I go to somebody who knows about things and they said, this tree was where Black people were murdered. And I was like, whoa. And he said, their faces are coming out of the ground to tell you their story.
Wow.
Jekyll Island?
Wow.
It was so freaky, man. It flipped me out. I had trouble sleeping after he told me that they were the faces of people who were murdered underneath this tree.
Yo, Doc, I know this might sound wild, but I think they wanted to do Qigong with you.
They wanted to communicate something, but I just wanted to have a good time. So I wasn't really plugged in. If I had been more plugged in, I might have listened to the message. But they let me know they were there. And I wasn't afraid at the time. I got afraid later.
Wow.
But at the time, I was like, wow, this is cool.
That reminds me of the fires at the beach when I was down there with you. Yeah.
We had so much fun, Hank. We
Yep.
had so much fun. Hank is a master. I mean, big ups to Hank for putting on everybody who has a gift to share. But Hank, he's a master all by himself and has been. And I've known you 40 something years.
Yeah, man. Back when we were cool. When we were in our youth. I remember you being set up.
Yes.
I remember you being set up at Borough Manhattan Community College next to Phil Valentine, Baba Phil Valentine.
Mhm.
I remember you you was all over the city. I remember you was on Washington Avenue after a while. And then Phil went to Florida. Who went to Florida first? You or Phil?
I think I went first. I think I went first, and I think he came like the year right after.
And your home was set up like, yo, family. He has this beautiful temple, shrine, house that he that's his domicile. I remember I got so many ideas from your place, man. Like the half a curtain idea. I still remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, wow, I like that half a curtain idea. And please share with the family what that half a curtain's about, Doc.
Okay, so when you have a lot of people coming in and out of your house, people are naturally curious. And they're like, well, which one of these is your bedroom? Because my house was my business.
Right.
And so I set my living room up like it was a temple. I took one of the bedrooms and turned it into a treatment room. I took another bedroom and turned it into like a library. But where my bedroom was, I had it curtained off. So people didn't even know there was a door there. So that's why I hung the curtain. And then people would just walk into my kitchen and open my refrigerator. And I was like,
Oh,
we didn't grow up together. I can't go in your house and just open your refrigerator door. So I put half a curtain in front of my kitchen. And I said, I feed everybody. I like to cook. I like to serve. That's part of hospitality. So when people came to my house, I fed everybody. But you just can't walk up in my kitchen.
Wow. They went in there looking for your herbs to drink, man. They're like, I want to be like Dr. Love.
This sister went into my kitchen one time and I had some edibles. I had some big old edibles. And I put them on top of the fridge in a box.
Uh-oh.
I've got fruit baskets on the table. I got 5 kinds of different seeded crackers. I got hummus. I got pesto. I have all this food laying around. This sister goes up on top of my fridge and eats a whole damn cookie. That was for 4 people.
Uh-oh. She ate one of those cookies?
She ate one of those cookies that was for 4 people and called 911.
What?
Like, what possessed you?
That is bizarre, man.
It was bizarre. It was bizarre.
Doc, don't tell me this is somebody I know.
You know her boyfriend. You don't know her, but you know her.
Oh, shoot. Oh, God.
Oh, man.
I don't even want to know no more. Wow. So what did you have to do for containment?
All she needed to do was sleep. I tried to get her to throw up. She didn't want to do that. So I said, you need to go home and go to bed. She said, no, I'm going to go to the hospital. I'm like, yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, really good luck with that one. Wow.
Yeah, people do silly things. So we used to wear crystals. We used to wear crystal grids to protect ourselves from negative energy. But then after I started after 20 years of Qigong, I don't need protection because I have all the ancestors. I go anywhere, police, military, I go anywhere and I have the ancestors with me. So that's the other thing. I want to teach our people how to live without fear. And that's what the Qigong is going to help you do. It's going to teach
Fear is
you
an
how to
epidemic.
live without fear. Because
Fear
wherever you
is
go,
yes.
the ancestors are with you. And you got to come to Jamaica February 21st through the 28th and get the immersion in the 18 deities so that you can transform and you will be certified in Kepra Qigong.
Sister Kajara, you got to turn on your camera and your microphone. You're on the show. Kajara's here, Dr. Love.
She's here.
All right. Heads up.
Oh, look.
Hey!
Guys, that's so funny.
We having a good time.
I know you are. How y'all doing?
Dr. Love is telling amazing bedtime stories.
Yes. He has so much to share.
Wow. And
Hmm.
he was talking about the Ankh, and look what's family. Look what's behind Sister Kajara, that big, beautiful, polished Ankh.
Hmm.
Look like you got a jar of
Yes,
Brasso
yes.
somewhere in that house.
You know, it's just that thing just stays on the wall, and it's self cleansing, so
It's
it just keeps
self-cleansing?
that shine. Hmm.
Yeah.
Helps me to know that the energy in the room is good.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what y'all got conjuring up? What y'all coming up with in Atlanta, Georgia? Special acknowledgement to Brother Rich, Red Pill, Blue Pill. Who else is down there? I want to
Hmm.
thank people I know. I want to say shout out to Andrea. Shout out to Adara. Doc, you ever get with you know who needs to tap in to you and Sister Kajara? Sister Adara.
I've spoken to Adara on the phone a couple of times, but we've never actually met in person.
Hmm.
So we're on each other's radar, and so somehow we're going to connect.
Yeah. And special acknowledgement to Master Yao Morris. There's so many folks, my friends, Cadian, and special acknowledgement to Brother Laji. He's in Atlanta. Matu stays in Atlanta when he's not in New York. Um,
He's in
who
New
else?
York right now. I tried to get
Yeah,
him to come on, so he said he was going to be here, but he must be tied up.
yeah.
Hmm.
So what?
So, Sister Kajara, what are you doing for Kwanzaa?
Um, I am going to be at there's a Kwanzaa here in Atlanta that I'm planning to go to Vend at. I probably will have a Temple Kwanzaa meeting, and I was thinking about doing. I'm a crafts person, master artist, craft person. So I've really been feeling to teach people how to make traditional African instruments. So I'm starting off with the rain
Ooh,
stick class. I'm gonna do a
Mm.
shaker rake class. I'm just yeah. So for Kumba Day, it's gonna be something creative like that because these are treasured arts that should be remembered and passed down. And the same with the Tai Chi, the Kemetic Reiki, the yoga, all of these different things that our people have been doing and practicing. We have to make sure that they are remembered and passed on to the next generations. So, many, many years ago, I used to teach arts and crafts to children. And
wow.
yeah, I'm going to go ahead and bring that on up again.
That's that sounds like fun.
Hmm.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yes, yes. I would love to have you. It's a sacred art. The rain stick. I remember I started vending in the '90s, early '90s, and I was in Florida, and there was a man there who knew how to make rain sticks. And
Wow.
in those days, the people at the festivals, we were all the people who made the products that we were selling. That was before other people started copying and making our stuff. But nevertheless, the rain stick man, that's all he had on his table, all different sizes of rain sticks. And he told me one year how to make them and told me to teach someone how to make them because it was a sacred art that should be kept and passed down. So I have taught a few people through the years how to do it. And it comes around. You know how life
Wow.
has its cycles, things come back.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And you started talking about teaching people how to make them, and Doc's connection, internet connection, just dropped out.
It did drop.
Yeah, but he'll be back, hopefully.
Hmm. I'm sure he will.
Wow. Yeah, I think Kemetic Reiki, for those who are not familiar, Sister Kajara, could you share what Kemetic Reiki is about, please?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, Reiki is the healing that we do using our energy. We use the energy in our hands. We use the infinite energy of the sun. That is the ray part, the sun rays, and our own personal life energy, which is our chi or ki. And when we bring them together and become aware and conscious of that powerful energy, we can use it to heal, manifest, elevate, and things like that. So, Kemetic Reiki is, I call it Black People Reiki.
Mm.
Because we restore the Reiki to its original state as much as possible. So we use the Kemetic symbols. I practice, the foundation of it is my art. And so we realize that when it comes to healing, we're not just healing our physical bodies, but we have to heal our minds, our hearts, and our spirits. And so energy healing is a way that we can do that, actually affect all of our senses. And that is what makes Reiki so important for us, because we need a lot of healing on all the levels. So, just taking pills is not enough. It might, ease some pain, but the actual healing comes from dealing with the root causes, dealing with our mental instabilities, the trauma, the depression, things like that, our disconnect from our spirits and our ancestors, that actually, can lead to depression, anxiety, and such. And then, of course, the heartache, our emotional well being has been challenged. That's a nice way to say it. But we have challenges with our emotions. Right now, where it's a lot of fear being stirred up, amongst other things. So, Kemetic Reiki is a practice that is for us to help us in this healing. And yes, I am the Reiki. I'm the founder of the Raseki Arts Temple, and I wrote the books on Kemetic Reiki. Do I?
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Mhm.
Doc, you still here with us?
He came back.
You back?
I'm still here. Yeah, my internet keeps going in and out.
Yeah, between you and your parrot, I think
So
you
yeah,
can
I'm
hold
still
it
here.
together, man. Come on, talk to us while you connected, brother.
Okay. So in addition to the Ankh activation, what we want to learn how to activate the superpower that's within you. So each day you wake up, you have to claim your divinity. And we start divine smells. My eyes are holy, I only see divine things. My ears are holy, I only divine things. My intuition is holy, I only intuit divine. Now, once you claim your divinity, you wear white and you wear crystal jewelry. And then you do your Kemetic yoga, and you do it 4 times, one time in each direction. So we do the Kemetic yoga first, we do the Qigong second, and then
Wow.
we nourish ourselves with the blood, which is the fruit juice, the fruits, and that is the blood of the. So this is a ritual to claim your divinity and act.
He's having some real issues with that signal.
Yeah, he'll be back. Wow. Imagine doing comedic Reiki and yeah, Doc. Last thing we heard was you doing comedic Kadar, what did he say?
He
Comedic
was
Reiki?
saying the yoga, doing the yoga and
Kemetic yoga, Kemetic qigong. Now, the
right.
Kemetic Reiki is the way we heal ourselves and others. So Shekem is
It's the life force energy
the power.
power.
Okay, it keeps wobbling.
Yeah.
My signal keeps wobbling.
Yeah, but this is fascinating.
So Baba Heru asked me to partner up with Mukajara and Matu so we could run the shrine of Ptah Sekhmet Imhotep, because we have to widen the circle. If each one of us is working individually in our own little corner, nobody's going to know who we are. But if Mukajara goes on a national tour to teach people how to heal themselves, and I go on a national tour to teach people how to sing, drum, dance up their holy. Two teaches people how to express themselves artistically, because creativity is part of divinity. And there was a time I couldn't sing. There was a time I couldn't drum. And there was a time I couldn't draw either. But we have to develop the 10 talents that we were born with. So, Ptah Sekhmet Imhotep, this is how we express our creativity as a community. And we're not a bunch of individual teachers, we're a collective. This is a community collective.
Mhm.
And everybody needs to know how to do healing with Kemetic Reiki. If you're a mom, you have to know how to heal your kids. If you're a woman, you got to learn how to heal your man. If you're an elder, you got to heal your nieces and nephews. Everybody needs to learn Kemetic Reiki. And there's no better teacher than who's sitting in front of you right now.
Do I, Baba?
The team, the team, the team.
Do I appreciate that so much.
Yo, I just got in touch with Matu
So
and see if I can bring him in here with
you
y'all.
did.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was going to be
That
like
would be
this.
awesome.
Yeah,
Never know how it's gonna go.
I'll tell you
On
on a Friday.
a
And just before
Friday night.
the show, Doc, Sister
Mhm.
Kajara, Afwa called. I'm coming to New
Really?
York. Yeah, I was like,
Mhm.
this is, like you can't make this up. Can't make it
Well,
up.
energy is moving right now. The spirit got all of us busy, and I feel like everyone who was at Baba Heru's celebration is definitely feeling that push. That charge to we pushing to teach keep his teachings going. To raise our people up with the Kemetic culture, with
Mm-hmm.
the knowledge that has kept us for thousands of years, has kept us in a higher consciousness, a higher um, place spiritually. And we need that so much right now. So we gonna be on out there. I am getting ready to do this tour. I'm going to a few cities to speak and share, and I really want to talk to the women. I'm really concerned about the state of our children. It's just been a lot to see um, things evolve this year, and we got to do something about it. We have to do something. So,
And I see
I'm
a
going.
lot of teenagers who don't have confidence. They don't walk with confidence.
right.
They're very like deer in the headlights
Hmm.
and overly sensitive. And I mean, there's a place for sensitivity, but this world, yeah, you can't be tentative. I will never forget. I moved to New York from Philadelphia. I got on the subway. There was one seat, and I was 27. I was 25.
Wow.
I was 25 years old when I moved to New York. And I had my eye on the seat, and I was walking towards the seat, and this elder woman, she had to be over 65, ran, got the seat, and then put her umbrella up like she was going to strike me. And I was like, whoa, wait a second. She wanted that seat. She was going to take that seat. And I was like, wow, it's like that?
Where did you come from?
So I had to step up my game just to hang out in New York.
Wow.
So confidence. You got to have confidence. And if you don't cultivate your energy, oh, look who it is. Neto. So if you don't cultivate confidence, then you can't express it. And life is too uncertain to be like tippy-toeing around. So Netter Ankh, we need some light on the subject.
What's the subject? So fill me in.
What is the subject?
What's up, everybody? What's up, brother?
Welcome to Friday, my brother. Welcome to Friday.
Friday going.
Friday barbershop lounge vibe.
I haven't been to the barbershop in a while, so you're gonna have to
That makes two of us.
Yeah. Well,
I believe all of us.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
So, right now I'm actually in Kingston, Jamaica. So I'm soaking in the rays, that ray that the sister was talking about, those rays of sunlight. It's been, beautiful here as always, the storm notwithstanding that came through the area that I'm in. It didn't really affect that much, but, I'm looking forward to, seeing, working with, Dr. Love, Sister Mukajara here in Jamaica, for those who are, like the energy of connecting with these Kemetic practices in sacred spaces and places. There's something that happens to me when we kind of step outside of the box for a while. We sometimes being locked into these cities and these environments can lock us also into a consciousness if we're not careful and elevated and knowing ways to organize our own consciousness. So, we have the opportunity to be in some of these places that are, sunshiny all the time. We're right on the beach, and we could tap in, some of these higher energies that are, across the planet, actually, that we can, strengthen ourselves both internally, externally, and so it's incredible right now. I'm almost sweating right now, which is interesting in the evening hours. So
Wow.
yeah, I used to live in Atlanta there, so I see Sister wrapped up. I feel your pain.
Wow. Jamaica.
Yes, Jamaica. We all want to be there with you.
And it will happen at some point this year. Right? So we're looking
Do it.
I gotta take all that in. I'm up here in Brooklyn, and it's cold as heck.
It is. I was there with you, and I was when at the night that at Nicholas, Brooklyn.
Monique's birthday.
Right, Monique's birthday. I was there that night, and I saw you there, Hank.
Yeah,
And,
man.
Yeah. So, yeah, it takes a lot to get me in Brooklyn in December in general.
Woo!
New York, it was for Baba Heru, and I promise you, if it was not for that reason, I wouldn't be anywhere close to.
Well, I pushed really hard for you to get here.
You did. You actually did, because I was not going to come. You did. You're like, yo, you have to be there, brother. You need to be there for the community. I'm like, okay, all right.
Yes.
All right. But you owe me, brother. You owe me for taking one for the team, you know.
Oh,
Yeah. I said to my crew, I said, I did 3 days in Brooklyn in December. That's the biggest 3-day sacrifice since a certain dude was hung on a cross. Yeah, I really did it for y'all. So, but it was a beautiful,
man.
It was a beautiful environment. It was a beautiful time to honor the brother who brought the Ankh to us, along with so many other teachings, as everybody here can speak to. And it was definitely, for me personally, it's an ascension that I felt. I was saying to my crew here, I'm going to do a special, adding him to my ancestral kind of Rolodex, so to speak, formally, because I know, as a Kemetic practitioner in particular, where his energy is going to bring in that ascendant state to the work that we're doing as sisters. And you could feel it in the few days that we were together. There was definitely an emphasis on various aspects. We could feel the energy work. We could feel the call for unity. For transcending some of the minor issues that sometimes groups internally would have with each other. And so this is a great time to really to be in a space like this. So even this, seeing us all here tonight is almost a testament to the spirit that was set in motion as a result of that experience and elevation. We don't see the transitioning, although we do, feel a loss in the earthly sense. But we also know that the nature of spirits that are like unique in this world, the energy that they take into that realm is really potent, especially for those of us who have the wherewithal to actually call on their names, right? And to remember those. So at the beginning of I think it was at the beginning, at some point tonight, I saw you remembering some of our sacred ones. And that is really important work, as we continue to expand our own consciousness and awareness, for us to honor the pathways that open up the possibilities that we exist in right now, which is always infinite. And so kudos to you for doing the good work, bro, of bringing this to the forefront, sharing this type of information with the people. And it's an honor to be, here with you tonight, sharing with you.
Yeah, Spirit of Ubuntu. Glad you're here with us, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, because I'm imagining now, Joe, you got Reiki, you got Kemetic yoga, you got Kemetic Qigong.
Yeah.
This is magical.
Yeah. It's the Kemetic force.
Superpower.
Team.
Bringing it all together. Mm-hmm.
Indeed. And let me say that in the works that we have been in the background. We did a version of it about, I think it was that a year ago, a little bit more than a year ago, something like that, in where we were in Florida, and we brought together the yoga, the Reiki.
2024.
2024, that's correct.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was called the Happy Oasis, and it was down in South Florida at Kemetic Martial Arts, the Tamarian Institute. The Tamarian Institute. Right. And Ross Ben was also there, the Earth Keeper, and some others. And that was, to me, just like a little spark of what is to come. That will continue.
Yes.
There will be a great Kemetic conference at some point, where we will see all of these great temples and great practices synergizing. And I think that will be a very auspicious moment in time and space for the when the modern Kemetic expressions unify like that, I think that it has the same type of effect that ancient Kemet had on the rest of the world, right? So we know that ancient Kemet, when they were operating at their highest level, the whole world felt the influence and felt the impact and the residue of their of that power that was established there. And I think this type of activity will bring us back to that place in this time and space in a very unique way for what's needed right now, and we are needed right now. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
This is magical. We're having a magical moment at winter solstice weekend.
Right.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, and that word magic and the way you synchronized it with the word science, because you're absolutely right, right? Like what we call science now is still it's magic. Once you, the notion that our indigenous science magic was somehow not rooted in science is completely because it was rooted in the unseen. It's kind of absurd. Yeah, it's all science.
Right.
Science only means knowing, right? So if you know the ways of the universe, if you know the realms and the dimensions and the portals, if you know, that's a science. That's not hocus pocus, as we like to say. And even hocus pocus is not hocus pocus, but that's a story for another day. So yeah, we do exist in a realm of magic always. We do exist in a realm of divinity, as Dr. Love was teaching us. We're always, if we can tap in, we're always anchored in our divine experience. If we allow ourselves to just recognize that, because we're here. So it's one thing to recognize, I'm a physical body, or I'm a human being, as people like to say. There's another thing to recognize I'm a divine being that happens to be having a human experience. And that's that quality of difference. But I tell people all the time, you never see your face. Like you don't see your face, right? Because you are in fact the one without the face, right? You in fact are the divine one that has no face. And so we can only see what appears to be somebody else's face, right? So even when you look in a mirror, that's not actually technically your face. It's a reflection, and so it's a inverted way of looking at things. Yeah. And so what we are awakening is that presence, that awareness, that consciousness that is there, that is so much more than just the physical. And that's the key from our science perspective is it teaches us that we are more than just physical. Right? We know that we can move energy with the Raseki. We know that we can build energy and tap into divine powers with our Qigong. We know that we can align ourselves with those divine forces with our yogic practices and movements, right? And what happens when we begin to tap in at that level is, we begin to change the world around us because we are, in fact, the rightful creators of the planet and the world that the world has been waiting on. Yeah. And that's to me, that's the power of tapping in specifically to all the great sciences, but specifically the Kemetic science. To me, is about moving into a global consciousness, right? And being a kind of a global steward of this particular dispensation that we call this planet at this time.
Very well said.
Yes.
Come on, Doc. Feed us.
Give us some chi.
Yeah.
So shall we do some dancing? Dancing or singing?
Do a little dance.
It's gonna have to be some chanting for me. I'm trying to get to my little sauna so I can relax a little bit. But I am glad that I was able to come on with you all and have this special moment for sure.
Yes, thank you for joining us on short notice. Thank you,
Yes,
Sister
yes,
Kajara.
absolutely.
Yes.
Truly.
And thank you, Brother Netter. And thank you, Dr. Love. And thank you to the audience, all the family members that's with us on this Friday. So we want to wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Last words, Doc. Put your last words out there.
I want to ask Netter Ankh two questions. The first question is, how many people have you trained to become Basus?
You want me to answer that first? Now?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's
I
not
want
a
to brag.
okay. Do I? Well, first, so I think it's about 500 now, roughly. So about
500
around the world. So that's people from Germany, London, all the way to Bermuda, people here in Jamaica, people in the Bahamas, and of course across America from New York. There's a lot of people in New York. That's one of our major areas. Atlanta and South Florida are our main areas, pockets of people that we've worked with.
You got over 150 in Florida.
I don't know if it's 150 in Florida, but there's a lot in Florida. Florida's where I started. That's where the whole, that's where the whole, on that beach in South Florida that we all know. That's where we kicked it off. And
I remember those days.
yeah, of course you remember those days, brother.
Yeah, man. I remember those days.
Yeah, of course you remember those days. Yeah,
That was beautiful. Y'all still doing that?
that still happens.
It's still somebody's teaching every Sunday. And we got the New Year's coming up. We got Nia.
That's correct.
The last day of
Wait.
we're going to be out there at the beach at sunrise.
That's what's up. So yeah, and that's been going on for many years now. I don't even remember how many years.
It's got to be 30 years.
It's something like that. Yeah, as a matter of fact, yeah. Next year we'll make. I think. Yeah, I know. I think the beach has been going for next year. We'll make 25 years.
Okay.
Gael used to live in Florida at that time.
Exactly. That's correct.
Yeah.
At that time, that's correct.
Yeah.
Part of the community. So yeah. So from those days, when Hank came out, it was coming out there to now, it's definitely grown and has become kind of a globalized movement. And and it continues to grow, and we give thanks that it does.
I remember us looking for coconuts after class.
That's correct. Gotta get those fresh coconuts, man. It's not yoga on the beach with some coconuts. Come on.
Yes.
Come on. Does life get any better than that? That sunrise, that yoga, that qigong, that coconut water fresh right after, straight from the coconut. Yeah, that's the definition of living right there.
Good living.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to do some nighttime herbal drinks, right, Dr. Love?
That's right. We had plant medicine.
Yeah.
We had the blood of the Holy Spirit.
So yeah. So if
The drums.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Right.
if anybody's ever in the South Florida area, by the way, if you're ever in the between just north of Miami in the Hollywood area, Sheridan area, we're right there off A1A and Sheridan, about 13 roads north of there. On Perry Road, you just turn in there, park, and jump on the beach and look for the black folks, and that'll be us for sure.
That's New Year's Day at 6 a.m.
6 a.m.
Wow.
New Year's Day. We want you there. We want everybody from Georgia, from South Georgia, to drive all the way.
Anybody from New York who wants to get warm for the weekend?
Hollywood, Florida.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Okay, so last word is we've created a committed community. We've got 3, 4 plus teachers in our committed community. And we want to chematize everyone so that we can all be on the same page. You know, there's 54 countries in the motherland. There's 2,000 languages. There's 2,000 gods. And there's like 5 major religions, African indigenous religions. And the one that kind of galvanizes or coalesces all of them is Kemet. So as a historian and the student of multiple African historians, I want to acknowledge the storytellers and the teachers that are all coming together to co-create a committed community. That's my last word.
All right.
Okay, I want to thank everyone for being on tonight. You know, I got to acknowledge our Senegalese brothers. Also, a special acknowledgement, Sheikh Sufi. Wolof is ancient Egyptian dialect.
That is correct. That's from Sheikh Diop. He was one of the first linguists to prove that Wolof had words came from Kemet, place names, burial practices,
Wow.
headdresses.
Yes.
So yeah, it's all there. And the
Imagine if we all studied Wolof.
Yes, yes.
All the Kemetic collective would be saying to each other, Judah Jeff.
Good Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
Agadev.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, because I love some I love some table gin, brothers.
Mhm.
I want to thank everyone again. Thank you, Sister Kajara. Thank you, Dr. Love, for your chi alchemy that brought together everybody tonight. Thank you, Brother Netta, that you have brought my memories back to the beach. Oh, man, that's a while ago.
Yeah.
And I want to thank the collective audience for participating. You know, you've had quite a bit of a family listening in tonight, brother.
All right.
Okay, good.
So we're going to close out with this song and hope to see everyone on the solstice and the so-called 2027.
Hey.
All right.
Mary and Mateo.
Uncle Justin.
Peace and love.
Purpose is to know thyself, leading to the greatest self-realization secret. This awesome truth, purposely kept from your knowing. Your true nature is God. A divine fire star lays within your heart, a liquid sphere of ethereal light, a living sea of radiantly burning love fire, divinely gifted within you as your master, magnetic center.
assist each other in remembering and focusing our awareness upon the majestic and magical fire star of your being. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am.
I had to acknowledgement too before we close out.
Oh,
Close
there
out.
it is.
Hey, everybody, how y'all doing down there and wherever you at? All the people watching all over the great country, y'all should come to New York, where all the Southerners are moving from the South up to New York again. Psych. No, we're not.
Oh, you better believe it. What you just said is true. They're migrating back up, man.
No, they're not. No. Maybe they are,
Okay.
maybe they're not. Who knows?
Dr. Love conjured you up tonight. Doc, I'm telling you, the alchemy, the chi is, the force is strong with you, Doc.
I can't hear you.
I can't
I
take
can't hear
credit.
you. Oh.
I spread the word 24 hours ago. Hank said, "Are you sure you want to do this? Because you can wait." I'm like, "No, we're gonna do it." He said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, we're gonna have a nice crowd." And I would have been happy with 30 people, but I think we got, but what about 90 people on here?
More than that, more. You got a few hundred.
90? Hey, everybody, all y'all few hundred people, y'all about to get an earful of some crazy manifestations. What y'all laughing at? Y'all acting like this is a joke. Life is not a joke. Life is serious.
I'm
No,
laughing
I'm
because
just
I just
playing.
watched a video about Black people being extra, and you came on extra. So there's this brother named Sun Michaud. He's a linguist, and he explains Black speak unapologetically. And
well,
so he said we should
I guess
celebrate. Yeah, well, you can find him out later, but I want to celebrate you
Frozen.
for being extra. That's all I can say. So just express however you want to express, because you are the divine potter. You are the one who makes the divine images that changes us from our lower nature to our higher nature. Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Dr. Love, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can.
We didn't hear most of what you said.
No, you didn't hear because you got bad internet. Everybody else could hear.
Oh. Well, how come I can hear you and I can hear Netta, but I couldn't hear him?
You couldn't hear me.
Oh, I know. Florida is just crazy. Okay. Or are you in Texas? Because you could be in California. You're always traveling.
Florida internet is challenging.
All right. So what's the subject for today?
Well,
night, y'all. That's the subject now. We closing out, brother.
Closing out. We've been here since 8 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Okay. So can I put in a plug?
Yes.
If you're in New York, this Sunday, Long Island University, Queen Afua is going to be showcasing there. I will be there selling some new art for the Sacred Woman. So if you're in New York or you're coming to New York for the holy days, come to LIU this Sunday at 2 p.m.
Don't forget Shechem
LIU.
Shechem's event at Restoration. Make that announcement too.
No,
Whoa.
no.
If you are in New York, Nicholas
Thank you.
Bookstore tomorrow and Sunday will be having winter solstice celebration, meditation. King Shechem Shechem is going to have free meditation in the basement of Restoration from 3
In the
p.m.
dungeon.
until
Ooh.
there'll be vendors. I'll be in the hallway vending. Monique Nicholas will be there. And Artist Matu, I thought he was going to be there, but he flipped the script and changed location. But it's all good. We can't be everywhere at the same time. So if
Yeah.
you
Yes.
are, if you
That's
want to
because
continue, family, if you want to, hold on, you'll have your moment. If you want to have a free experience of meditation for winter solstice, it'll be at Restoration. If you have expendable cash, you go and spend 30 at the event at LIU.
wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. You just threw me under the bus.
No, it's not personal. It's wide spectrum
It is
for
personal.
people who are
It is personal.
able. No. Don't take it personal. It's
I am taking it
economics.
personal. Very personal.
Oh, okay. Oh, and by the way, family, if you enjoyed the opening graphics and also the closing graphics before Metu came through the door, he's the one who will give you custom graphics at a agreeable donation. So, Metu, give them your contact number.
Aha. Yep. It's New York internet.
Must be my internet because I don't see nobody now. Oh, there's Netter Ankh is always Netter and Anking.
Yeah, we people are seeing that your net is a little fried, Metu. Don't take it personal though.
Baba Netter
Okay. So this is Metu's number.
Ankh. You can hear me?
We all can hear you. Metu's
Oh,
number.
well,
If you
there
want
we
custom
go.
graphics,
Somebody. Oh,
if you want custom graphics from artist
got
Metu,
Dr. Love.
his internet right now is a little struggling. His number is 404-553-5497. 404-553-5497. And be ready to have a clear, concise visual of what you desire from artist Metu. And for agreed donation, he will create something from his imagination and your imagination that will be like no other. Did you hear that, Metu? I think his internet is bad. All right, we wrapping it up.
Yeah.
It is.
Peace and love. Thanks
It
again,
is.
Doc. Thank you, Netter. Thank you,
Thank you.
family.
Thank you. Dua.